Thanks for joining me today, and we are going to be talking about how to invest in rental properties and the LIES of MLS. So this is a really important thing to understand because if you are a beginner with real estate investing, then you might think that what's on the MLS is exactly what to go by to know if you're investing in a good property or not. But that is not the case. So we're going to break that down in this video today with my special guest, Jeff Barlow, who happens to be my dad and an expert in real estate investing. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified when a new real estate investing video releases next week. So what is it about the MLS that is so misleading that might cause you to invest in a property or overpay on a property that's not really worth it?
You got to understand that the MLS is being put on by the realtor for the seller. So their goal is to get as much money out of that property as they can. As a real estate investor, a rental, investor, most all times you are buying these properties as is. Buyer or seller will not will make no repairs or anything else. So when they list it, they're just showing the property and they are taking the best pictures that they can to show it. They're wanting you to be interested in it. And, pictures, they say a pictures is 1,000 words. It is also misleading. So when you look at the pictures, they're doing the best angle, and they won't show you the damage that's on the other side. They won't show you any of the repairs that are needed. You just have to understand that they're doing the best look that they can because they're trying to get the most money out.
And one of the really cool things, not cool, but one of the really interesting things about this is that we had a property that we were really interested in putting an offer on. We've been investing in real estate since 2010 and have had a lot of great properties that we've invested in, but we've learned a lot over the years to where one of the most recent properties that we were going to put an offer on, the numbers on the MLS looked fantastic. They looked amazing. The pictures on it looked like it had been completely remodeled and that there was nothing that would have to be done whatsoever. We could just buy it, move a tenant in, and start making money right away. But what we found was that when we actually dug into the property, rather than just going based on what was on the MLS, it was not worth the numbers that they had in the MLS listing. There was things that were inaccurate to where we were gonna have to go in there and do like $10,000 worth of work just to get it ready for somebody to move in. So you have to be really cautious when you're looking at pictures, even though it looks like it's a dream house and all the repairs have been updated, all the repairs have been done and the property's been updated. That's not necessarily the case because pictures can lie.
So this property that Jill was telling you about that we were looking at that we thought was a great deal, we thought they had big spacious rooms. Instead, it was a cookie cracker box. The rooms were, most of them were only about 8 foot by 8 foot and not even a 10 foot by 10 foot. Yet when they took the picture, because the camera, they have this fish screen that they can do, they can make it look much larger than it really is. So, don't be fooled by the MLS. It is only the starting point. It is not the ending point.
And one of the things when you're trying to figure out how to invest in rental properties is there's a lot of investors that we've networked with over the years. And when asked some of their biggest frustrations, a lot of times they were frustrated about repairs that the seller had not notified them about prior to the purchase. And they ended up buying a property that turned into a money pit because they didn't know to look past the MLS and really take what Dad said, feet on the ground, and start looking into the actual details of the property, the actual condition of the property. And so when a new investor, somebody that's real estate investing for beginners, is just going based on the MLS information, then all of a sudden they buy the property trusting with the goodness in their heart that the seller is being upfront and honest about everything, but they don't realize that this is a business transaction, that the seller's just trying to get the highest price they can, and they're not disclosing everything. They don't have to disclose everything. And so when they go in and these new investors go in and make the purchase, or maybe they're not new investors, but they just haven't learned the skills of being able to really evaluate a property properly. And so they buy a property and they all of a sudden realize, oh my gosh, I've got to go in, completely update all the electrical. It's not up to code. All these other expenses are now coming up. And so they end up overextending themselves. And now all of a sudden what was supposed to be a passive income property, now all of a sudden they're losing money with it. So it's really, really important that you're getting in there. And as Dad said, the responsibility is yours to verify the numbers, to verify that the property is a good purchase, a good investment. And you can't blame that on anybody else. Even if the seller wasn't upfront and they knew about those problems, the responsibility is yours to go in there and take a look. Now, we'll talk more about the mistakes of inexperienced investors in another video, so make sure that you are subscribed so that you don't miss that new information.
It is critical that you know who your realtor is, the one that's representing you, and what do they bring to the table. Just because an example here that is real life and is true. In the area that we invest in, the absolute top real estate realtor that sells to investors lives 300 miles away from the city that we invest in. They are only going off the MLS, and they will call some of the realtors that are over in the city, in the other city, but they're doing it based off the MLS. They're doing it based off the numbers. And she is hurting significant investors over there that are buying through her because she doesn't know the area. She doesn't really even care. She's just trying to make a sale. So as a real estate investor, you are the one that is responsible to know what you're getting. And you need to develop a team and a people that will work with you. The MLS is not going to give you what you need to be able to make an educated, wise decision.
And these are some of the things that we really focus on so that when we ourselves are investing in properties, or the people that we're teaching how to properly invest in real estate, we are really leveraging every single piece of the puzzle so that we are never overpaying on a property. We're being aggressive with our negotiations so that we can ensure that we're getting the best price, the lowest price possible with the highest amount of rent. And that's really what comes into play, where we will only invest in properties that we consider a cash cow investment. And a cash cow investment is something that is a low cost to purchase and it has a high return. And so if you're looking for properties like that, make sure to grab our free download where we will give you our checklist for what we call the cash cow property funnel, showing you the key things that you need to ensure are in place so that you are able to identify where properties are that are cash cows and avoid overpaying and overextending yourself on properties that don't have as high of an ROI. So you can grab that download link in the description below. If you like this video, make sure to let us know by clicking the like button, subscribing, and sharing it with a friend that would find it helpful. Leave a comment and let us know what is one of your best tips in finding deals without using the MLS.